Hi, I'm Elizabeth Underwood, and I am the digital audience journalist here at the Keene Sentinel. I wanted to take some time to put together this little tutorial on how you guys can best use our replica e-edition, as well as the different ways in which you can access it from our home page. So without further ado, let me share my screen. All right. So to get us started, I'll go through the three main ways in which you can get to our e-edition section from the home page of our website. So this first method is what I personally use the most, simply because I'm always on my laptop or desktop when I'm accessing the website. So you'll go to this main navigation bar menu up here, and right in between ELF and Calendar, there is the e-edition option. So if you just hover over that and then select, it'll take you directly to our e-edition page. I'm going to go back to the home page now. So this next method of getting to our e-edition is mainly relevant for people who are on their phone or tablet, iPad type devices. And so there will be these lines in a hamburger option menu, and you'll just select that. And on the left-hand side of the screen, this area will pop out with a menu, and you'll just scroll down a little bit. And as it is with our main navigation bar, right in between ELF magazine and our calendar is the e-edition. So you can go ahead and select that, and it will once again take you to the e-edition section of our website. I'm going to go to the home page one more time. And this is the third main option of getting to the e-edition from our home page. Basically, you'll scroll down a smidge, and right here in this little area on the right-hand side of our screen, it says the Keene Sentinel e-edition. And you can either select the words or the little graphic underneath it, and this will also take you directly to the e-edition section of our website. So there are three main areas of this section of our website. There is this top box, which has a manage your lists option. And here you can select that, and it'll take you to a page where you can opt in for email notifications for when the Sentinel e-edition is ready on our website. So every day from Monday through Saturday, when we have a paper, 6 a.m., you'll get an email saying, hey, like the newspaper is ready. And then you can, that way you're not missing out on anything. Right underneath that, it has a section dedicated to the most recent Keene Sentinel. And then below that has about a week of prior editions of the newspaper. So say you missed a day, or you remember a story from an edition like the previous week and you wanted to go back and reread it or share it, like you can access those things through this little section of the e-edition page. So for the sake of today's tutorial, I'm going to take you to the February 13th edition of our newspaper. So I went ahead and clicked on that little front page of the paper, and it popped up into this screen. So before we get started on going through the paper, I'm going to take you guys through the little buttons up here in this top menu area. So the little house button, if you click that, it'll take you directly back to the home page of the Sentinel. So if I select that, I'm back on the Sentinel's home page with the top stories and all of that stuff. So I'm going to hit the back arrow now and go back to our e-edition that we're looking at. I'm going to skip these ones real quick because I'm going to come back to this middle section in a bit. Same with the pages button. So the next button we're going to talk about is the Editions button. And this basically, when you click it, it'll take you directly back to the eEdition section of our website. So I click it and I'm back on that eEdition page that we were on to get to the February 13th edition. I'm going to go back again to the eEdition. The next couple of buttons are pretty easy to go through. There's the print option, which when you click on that, you can choose to either print the current page or the full edition of the newspaper. Same thing with download. You can choose to download just the current page or the entire paper, depending on what your preferences are. The next button is the clip button, which I'm not going to take you through step by step since it has its own little guide on how to clip. But this is basically used so if you want to focus on the colonial theater story, like you want a copy of that, you can just use the clip button and create a box around it, and then you can print or download just that story or just that section of the newspaper. So then we have the share button, and this just is a quick way to share the newspaper on Facebook, X, or via email if you so desire. So those are the big buttons at the top part of our eEdition. So next I'm going to go back to this left side of the center with the little magnifying glasses and the eye. This is how you can zoom in or out of the paper. So looking at it now, it's probably very hard to read. It's hard for me to read, at least. So you can easily zoom in so that you can read directly on the paper by clicking on this little blue dot, and you can, on a sliding scale, zoom in or zoom out. If you don't want to click and drag with the sliding scale, the magnifying glasses are there, so you can just select the one with the plus and it'll zoom in for you. Click the one with the minus and it zooms out. As for the little eye icon, that goes into generally how you want the newspaper to look on your screen. So if you go into full screen, it gets rid of the upper, part of the browser window where it has the web address and all of that good stuff. If you hit the fit to width, it expands the newspaper so that it's as wide as your screen is. And then the fit to height is the same thing as the fit to width. It's just matching the top of the newspaper with the top of your screen and the bottom with the bottom. Alrighty, let me quickly get out of full screen. So next, I'm going to take you guys through how to go through the pages. Pretty self-explanatory. In this center section, there's the two arrows, and those will help you navigate the page. It's one way of navigating the pages. So you select that right arrow, you go to the next page, you select the left arrow, it takes you back. Another way to navigate the pages is through the little arrow buttons on the far central right part of the screen and the far central left part of the screen. So you'll just click that, and that's another way of scrolling through the pages. Another way to scroll page by page is if you have a keyboard, the forward and backward arrows will allow you to scroll through the paper page by page. So that's what I'm doing right now, although you can't see since I am using the keys. So a third way, or not third, but a final way that you can go through the paper is, say you want to see the sports section of the February 13th edition of the Keene Sentinel, like nothing else matters, just the sports. You can go and click on this Pages button, and it pops up with a preview of every single page in that edition of the Keene Sentinel. Then it's just a matter of checking where it says sports, clicking on that page, and voila, we have the sports page and can enjoy the different stories written and published in that day of the paper. Now I'm going to go back to the front page. And so now we get into how to read what's in the paper. How can I look at this content? As I mentioned earlier, you can zoom in. So if you really want, like, you love that font of the newspaper, you love just the look of newspaper, which I am impartial to that. I am partial to that, not impartial. You can just zoom in and read directly on the paper the different stories, experiencing the paper as a paper. The other option is each article has a little blue triangle in this upper right-hand area. If you click on that, it pops up the article as it presents on our website. So any images associated with the article as well as the story itself. And it also has the options that you see when you go to a story on our website. So you can share it on Facebook or X or email. You can print the article. You can change the font size. Or you can select to listen to the article, whatever your heart desires, within reason at least. So and then you can just X out of the article. When you're done reading, you can X out of the article by hitting that little X button in the upper right-hand corner. Another way to go through the articles, though, so say you don't want to go and click the X after every article, you can also scroll through them with these buttons here on the lower part of the screen. So if you select previous, it'll take you to a story before the one that you were just on. And if you hit next, it'll take you to the next story on the paper. And so that's another way that you can scroll through the content on our paper. So with our content, stories and images with stories will appear as like this. If we have a photo gallery or anything like that, it will appear like this, where it shows you the photos and then it has a little camera icon and it says +6 and then the name of the photo gallery. And if you select that, it'll take you here to the page on the website that the photo gallery is in. And you can scroll through all of the photos we have rather than just what's in the newspaper. So I'm going to go back to our eEdition now, and then I did want to, before ending this little tutorial, show you guys how you can do the puzzles and such. So you can go to the puzzle page and you can either print the whole page or click on a section. So like here's the section for today's crossword puzzle, and you can print or download it as a PDF through that. The other option is by using the clip button and dragging it around, making a box around whatever you want to clip from the paper. And so I'm going to stop sharing. And that was the brief tutorial. I hope it was really helpful, and feel free to reach out to me or anyone in our digital team about any questions you have or issues you might encounter. We can be reached at digital@keenesentinel.com. And I hope this was helpful. Have a good day.